So, thanks so much just for joining this. Again, this gives you an opportunity to not only step out of your week or whatever you have been dealing with, but you give yourself such a break and a focused attention on building some skills that you can take into your life to respond to it in a way that produces a calmer, um, more grounded, more gracious way of being. So, throughout this practice today, I just thought that we would put those into motion. So, the first step is awareness. As soon as you're aware of something that's happening in your body, so sometimes that comes out physically for us, like a tight neck, a tight belly, whatever it might be. And other times it's just a thought that just won't quit. As soon as we're aware, then we can choose. And, you have endless choices. Sometimes we just feel like we are out of control, especially in this year, that there's nothing we can do. It's just a bad year. But in fact, no matter what comes, as soon as you're aware of that feeling, whatever it is, fear, tension, sadness, you now can make your experience a little softer by saying, oh, I'm sorry you're sad, or, allowing, comforting. Or you can do the opposite where, you disconnect, whether it's from hunger cues or from, I don't want to be sad right now. And that can cause more of a tense feeling. So all that to say is that when you're feeling out of control, maybe just notice how you're feeling physically if it's easier, or emotionally, mentally, and then choose one step of kindness. So throughout our class and challenging poses, softer poses, I want you to just see how you can care for yourself in that way. And when we feel cared for and safe, we can actually respond in a much stronger way. So that's kind of the paradox there. All right, so enough of me talking. Let's start in child's pose. I feel like that'll give us a nice way to just check in and also allow ourselves to rest. So knees could be together or apart. Exhale, sit back, really reach your arms. And on your next deep breath, see how heavy you can become. Really relax down. Take a nice big inhale and feel your belly start to expand. And see how deeply you can breathe in. So fill the body. And then exhale and see if you can empty it. So for the next few moments, all we're doing is increasing our capacity to breathe. Reminding ourselves just how big our lungs are, which instantly also calms us. Helps us feel just a little bit safer as we're able to breathe, able to exhale, able to inhale, and let our bellies be as they are. With your hands, palms down as they are, I want you to just notice if there has been anything that you do want to lay down. And if there is, take a moment to just hold it. Notice how you are strong enough to allow and to hold that thing. And as you exhale, just imagine or envision it falling out through the palms, just letting it go. And do that one more time, trusting you are strong enough to focus on it, to hold it, and then to exhale and let it go. And now take your hands, sweep them back behind you, let the palms lift up. So we're adding a new stretch for the shoulders. Your elbows can wing out if that feels good. And just take another breath and just be. So let yourself melt again, to be held by the ground, to trust that you're stretching your low back and you're just allowing your body again to rest and feel safe. And now with your palms up, what is it that you're hoping or desiring to receive, to create a little more of? And if you don't know, simply breathe and allow it to rise up and come towards you. Even if it doesn't happen, just trusting that it will, that life always changes. And if you do have something in mind, just take 2 breaths now and imagine receiving it, letting it drop into your palms and come inside the body. And now one more deep breath. Just let yourself relax. Let go of effort. Let go of focus. Simply be in the joy of resting. Awesome. Inhale when you're ready, hands push you up. And we'll just start with all fours. So guide your knees in under your hips and then your wrists under your shoulders. And we'll start with some cat-cows. So inhale, lift the chin, tip the tailbone up, feel the whole arc of the front body. And then exhale, we'll tuck under. So chin comes in, you can even wiggle it out. Give yourself permission to do what feels good. Inhale, rise again. So start to trust your body. What does feel good? Listen to it and then go after it. Exhaling, rounding. And so as with most poses, you'll notice you inhale when you give your lungs a place to expand. And then you exhale when your body also helps your lungs collapse. Yes, do about 2 more, however many, just matching your breath. Feeling the joy of opening up, nourishing your spine, helping our mobility. Maybe 1 more. Hopefully feeling a little bit looser. Let's come to center. And finding our posture now, I want you to think about lengthening the head, so through the back of the neck, out through the top of the head, down through the tail. So as you think about that, you'll notice your belly is going to lift up and hug your spine. Take 1 more deep breath, just trusting, feeling the strength in the belly. And see if you can exhale and slide the shoulder blades to kiss behind as you also hug your ribs in still. I know it's a lot to think about, but that's why I'm here. So take 1 more deep breath, just feeling the strength you made. And then see if you can keep your spine alignment and just push 1 foot back to start stretching into your calf. And so again, notice the stretch you can create from head to tail. And if your belly is ready to strengthen a little more, you can lift up the knee on the ground, just holding your body in a hovering lunge. 1 more deep breath. And then exhale, knees come down, 1 cat-cow. Let yourself loosen and relax whatever tension might have risen up. And then come back to center. Find the stretch, the strength, the shoulder blades, the ribs. 1 more deep breath. And as you exhale, switch your leg. Other side goes back. We press down against the ground or mat. Feel the spine alignment and the strength of your belly holding it in place. And if you want, lift the lower knee. So start to feel that. Yes, awesome. 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, let it go. 1 last cat-cow here. Breathe it up. Let it go. And then come to center. So we're going to open our spine into a twist now. So a big, expansive reach up. So choose a hand, reach it up. See if you can keep the hips facing the ground. And now take an exhale and then expand wrist to wrist. Yeah, so you're keeping it in your spine. You look great. Breathe in. And then exhale, take your hand, thread it under your body, and nestle your shoulder and ear to the mat. And take a few breaths where you're relaxing. Your opposite hand, if you like, can add a little pressure to the ground to increase it. Or you can rest it on your back for a little extra care and nourishment. Take 1 more deep breath. Really fill and empty completely. And then in your own time, hand comes to the mat if it lifted, and inhale, come back to center. And then we'll switch. So your other arm, inhale, reach it up and take a pause here. See if your hips can line up with the mat, and then take 1 more deep breath to twist open. And now exhale, twist closed. We thread our arm through, rest your head on the ground, and then find the stretch with the opposite arm that feels good. Hand pressing or resting. And then take about 2 more breaths. Give yourself the ability not only to rest, but to add a gentle twist, helping your vertebrae open and decompress. And you'll use your hand, come back up to center. We're going to come to downward dog. So you can tuck your toes and then lift your hips, sit your heart back, and take a nice deep breath. And notice how you feel right here. Is there anything that you want to do to play around? You can bend a knee and extend the opposite heel. So give yourself permission to feel good. What does feel good? Go after that. And take 1 more breath, doing whatever it is your body wants. And then a nice deep inhale and exhale. See if you can rest now. So I'll help you get into your alignment. So soften the knees first today. See if your hips can lift out of the body a little bit more by doing that. And then strong hands, can you press them down? And with your strong hands, see if you can lift your hips a little more. So I want you to feel like you shrugged your shoulders, opened your heart. Yes, and take a deep breath. And just like our twist, but now lifted, so if it feels okay, the knees stay soft and bent. You'll take one arm and thread it under and just touch your shin, your thigh, gently, anywhere on the outside of the leg, even your ankle, and just turn to the side. Take one more deep breath. What do you feel? Just allow yourself to be as you are. And then we'll switch. Other hand holds your body, find your alignment. Breathe in, and then exhale. Opposite hand goes to the opposite side, and just breathe. And take one more deep breath here. Feel your strength. Thank your body. Inhale, and then exhale. Hands to the mat, eyes forward, and walk to the hands, and let yourself forward fold. And just shake it out for the first time. You can roll your head around, your shoulders. You can even shake out the arms. Listen to what your body wants, and then go ahead and find it. And now one deep exhale. See if that exhale can slide you further. Hips lifting, head lowering. And now knees bend a lot, so you can lift your eyes, start your circulation. And inhale, rise up, pressing down to lift. Yes. And exhale, hands come down. And you can shake it out a little bit. We're going to find our first mountain pose. So take a moment to move your feet until they feel like the heels are right underneath your hips. And if your eyes help, which I feel like they often do, just to learn body awareness, you can take your knees and shine them in the direction of your toes while you look down. And then open your heart back up, head lifts tall, nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, I want you to feel like you drop into the ground. So see if your toes can grip the ground, and you can put a little pressure on the outside of your heels. So feel how your arch lifts, that opens your ankle. It helps your joints. Nice deep breath in. Soft knees if they feel rigid. Exhale. And then let's add the same thing you just did in all fours. So I want you to lift the crown of the head and drop the tail. So you'll feel like your whole belly lifts up. And then lastly, we'll roll our shoulders back and kiss the rib cage in. Yes, so right now you are so supportive of your own structure in your body. You're helping your joints stay open and healthy. So I want you to stand for a moment, just expanding and standing tall. So noticing what your strong posture and allowing yourself to be fully here can feel like. And then on the next two breaths, move your hands to where they're helpful. So maybe that's prayer, to just be a little more inward. Maybe it's palms open to keep receiving. Or maybe it's comfort, a hand on the heart and belly. And as you breathe, just notice what you need and why you're doing this. And then take one more breath. Just invite that in as your intention, that you're going to focus on building that element within your body, bringing it into the muscle memory. And then exhale, and you can just let go of the rest. Arms come down, and inhale will rise up. So as you breathe, give yourself permission to stretch as much as possible. And then exhale, dive with that openness. So you're fully showing up in your pose. Yes. Hands to shins or under the toes and lengthen the back flat. Breathe in. And then exhale and let it go. Knees bend. Step your right leg back this first time. And we'll take a moment to find our low lunge here. So I want you to reposition your left heel until it's under the knee or in front. Same deal with the eye gaze. Line up your knee and shin with the middle of the toes. Take a breath and start with grounding. Can you allow the ground to hold you? Feel supported. This next breath, see if you can lengthen. Head to back heel. So you'll feel your back kneecap lift, your hip open. And we're going to keep working with the spine. So left arm, inhale, reach it up. And exhale the shoulders, just rolling back. Sometimes they get kind of tight around the ears. And how's your knee? Did it rock in? Can you rock it back with the toes? And then take one more deep breath, energizing fingers to wrist. And exhale, bring it down when you're ready. Great job. Knees bend, step back to your downward dog, and just breathe. Strong hands. Take an exhale. Now, if your body ever wants to drop your knees and come to child's pose or puppy pose, give yourself permission to do so. Listen to your body. It is wise. It knows what you need for nourishment. So take one more breath, and I just want you to scan through and notice what your body's holding so you can be present to your own self. And then with that in mind, if you want, inhale forward to plank. So do it in a way that your body needs. Now that you're a little more aware, you can be kneeling or lifted. And we're going to work on that alignment again. So lengthen head to back tail. Feel your belly come in. And see if your shoulder blades can kiss behind, ribs in. Yes, one more deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower the whole way to the mat. And then take a nice deep breath out. So we're going to come to baby cobra next. Inhale, lift your heart, and see if your head can lift as well. Hands nice and soft, not quite pushing down. One more deep breath in. And this time focus on your tailbone and see if you can exhale, take it down towards your heels so your low belly comes up. Yes, breathe in and then let it go. Rest on the mat, tuck the toes, push back to downward dog or child's pose. And take a cleansing breath. So when you hear that word cleansing, what would that mean for your own breath? Allow yourself to find that ability within you to refresh. Inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees and right leg. We'll step it forward between the hands, finding the low lunge. Take as much time as you need to move the ankle till it's under the knee or in front, and then line up knees and toes. Take one deep breath in, and as you exhale, ground and find that safety and support. And then right arm, when you're ready, inhale, reach it up. See if you can line up your knee again with the middle of the toes. Roll the shoulders back to get that opening sensation through the collarbones. And then lengthen head to back heel. One more deep breath in. And exhale, hand comes down. Bend the knees, step forward, and allow yourself to fold. This time, really soften the knees. And if it feels good, hug your elbows. Allow your spine to get a new stretch. And take 2 deep breaths. And see how intimately you can watch them. As you inhale, you notice that you loosen out of your stretch because you're expanding. And as you exhale, you notice you go deeper. Hands release when you're ready. Knees bend so the eyes can lift, get that blood flow, and then inhale, rise up, pushing down to lift. And exhale, hands come back to where you'd like. So again, you can always wiggle it out. And then take a moment to find your alignment. So that's where you feel like your shoulders, your hips, your heels, toes are all facing in one direction. Soft knees, lengthen head to tail. And then hands where it's going to be helpful for you in this moment. Take one breath and notice what's different now than it was your first mountain. And then take one more breath, either remembering your intention or choosing a new one and just inviting that into your focus. What would it feel like to build that within? And then let go of whatever you'd like. Just exhale it out. We'll start to flow again. Inhale, reach up. So if you have an intention, can you reach up with it? What would it feel like if you use that in your muscle? And then exhale, dive with it, whether it's grace, strength, permission. Hands to shins and under the toes. Again, inhale, lift, and find your intention within it. Change the pose ever so slightly. And exhale, let it go. Knees bend, and left leg is going to step back, and we'll find our low lunge. So pause here to really find a heel, and then push down all 5 of your right toes to feel the arch lift. One deep breath. And then back foot, step it until the heel goes down, and we'll come to warrior 1. So inhale, rise up, arms can lift if that feels good for your day. And then take as much time as you need until both outer edges of your feet are grounded. Square up your shoulders to the short end of your mat, and then we'll start to expand. So as you expand, start it from the heart. See if your heart can spread outward in the front so you have a strong back body. And then add it to the spine, head up, tail down, so you feel like your low belly helped you. And then your knees, shine them in the direction of the toes. As long as they're above the ankle or closer to you, they're good. And then take 2 deep breaths. And in this posture, remember your intention. How can you create it here? If it's something like grace, maybe you soften. If it's something like strength, maybe you reach. And then with that in mind, transitioning to Warrior 2, we'll inhale, reach up, and exhale, open. So all your toes point to the right again. Take as much time as you need to line up the knee, the heel, the toes in the same direction. And eye does help. You'll notice your knee rocking in or out, so that you can really use to help you. And then arms can reach out from the shoulders when you're ready. That feels good. And take a deep breath and start from the heart and see if you can expand the body outwards. And then the spine, head to tail, focus on expanding, just showing up a little bit more into your experience. And then if you feel good about it, eye gaze down over your right arm, seeing your strength. And I want you to invite in your intention. What would it feel like in this moment? Cultivate that feeling in your muscle. And if there's anything else that you notice, I want you to allow that as well. So whether it's a thought or a tension, create a safety for your own body and mind, that you're allowed to be as you are. One more deep breath here. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach up to Sun Warrior. So left arm comes down, right arm up. And as you exhale, find where your right hip wants to be. So it's going to be more work if you're down. It's going to be less work if you're up. So just allow your body to decide that. And then start the expansion. Inhale, expand out through the heart, opening the back of the neck. See if you can expand that. It might feel like tucking the chin. And then left arm, where would you like it? If you're really focusing on the intention of strength, it can be up. Otherwise, you can wrap it back or let it just rest gently on your leg. And then take one more deep breath, cultivating what you want inside. As you're ready, we're going to inhale, come up, and extend our warrior. So start by leaning your heart and your right arm forward, and then you can either ground it on your thigh or bring it a little bit lower. So that is determined by how low your hip is and how long you can keep your right side waist. So I want you to feel like you're still open. Shoulders roll back. And then scan your body. What is it that you could relax that doesn't have to be tense? And if you were able to, then maybe add in that thought of your intention here. If this is challenging for you, can you create comfort, a safe place to grow? One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're coming down to the mat. So back heel lifts, hands down, downward dog. We step back or child's pose. And then pedal it out. I want you to feel how you're uneven from side to side in your body. And that is a gift. It shows that the challenge of your work is shaping your body. Your muscles are changing. Take a nice deep breath. Soften the knees. And see if you can really drop and relax the neck at the same time that you lift your tail. So you're just getting a little bit taller through the spine. Stay as you are, or if you want the flow through plank, we'll inhale our body forward, lining up the shoulders and the wrists, kneeling or lifted. Find your posture, long spine, hugged shoulders and ribs. Inhale, and then exhale halfway down if you're in plank, or all the way. And then inhale up to up dog or baby cobra again. Heart opens, one more deep breath in your pose. And exhale back to your downward dog or child's pose or anywhere in between. And take a few relaxing breaths. Giving yourself a moment to just be. And then one more breath, noticing what you need and giving yourself that encouragement that you'll trust your body in this sequence on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and set the left leg through your hands. And we are going to pause in our low lunge again. So I want you to really find your heel alignment, the knees shining in the toes. Every moment of your life has dignity. So we pause in the pose. And then inhale. And exhale, back foot. Let's step it in till we can bring the heel down for warrior one. As you're ready, inhale up. Arms have permission to be anywhere you want. So reposition the feet till you feel grounded. And then when you're ready, arms where you'd like. So let's start from the bottom up this time. So can you lengthen your toes? Feel like your feet are able to ground with a little more intention or softness, not as rigid. And then your knees, think about where your toes are and see if you can shine both of them in the direction of the toes. It starts from the hips, that little turn. And then exhale, see if your tail can drop. Inhale, the back of the neck through the head, lift up. And then that spinning of the armpits out so that the ribs can hug in, but you feel nice and open through the heart. And take 2 more deep breaths, seeing how your body feels. And thanking your body for all that it's doing. The breath, the circulation, everything. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, reach up and open, warrior two. So give yourself the permission to take as much time as you like to separate your legs. And then turn your toes to your left and shine the knees. Arms up and out if that feels good. And starting from the bottom, lengthen the toes, nice deep breath in, and exhale, ground the outer edges. Knees, see if they can also energize in the direction of the toes. You look great. And then with your tail, you drop it down, you feel the low belly help lift you. Head lifts up, shoulders back, and ribs in. If it feels good, eye gaze down that left arm. See your strength. Remember your intention for a breath. And then scan your body and what would it feel like to hold that feeling, that thought, whatever it is in your muscles. And then carrying it with you, inhale, left arm up, and exhale, right arm down. So we'll start again with the bottom. So I want you to feel how low do your hips want to be. If you want more, they're low. If you want less, they're up. Lengthening the toes if they got tense. And then start that shining up and out through the crown as the tail keeps dropping down. And take a breath to find your intention, to let it shine outwards. And right arm, last few breaths, maybe it wants to be up, maybe back, wrapped, or just resting, anywhere at all. And in the last moment here, really make it yours, adding the way that you want to feel in this moment. And then as you're ready, inhale, we'll reach up. And exhale, lean forward over to the left, and then either ground your left elbow or drop it down. Right arm reaches from the back heel. Shoulders rolling back. And see how much you can lengthen the left side now. So that usually starts in the left hip going towards your right heel. Yes, and then expanding up through the left rib. You look great. Take one more deep breath, expanding, creating your most energizing pose for you in this day. And as you're ready to exhale, your hands can drop down, back heel lifts, step forward, and find your forward fold. And then shake it out. This time, bend your knees a lot and hug behind them. So give yourself that extra hug. That might have been a lot of work, so I want you to breathe, to thank your body for all that it's done so far. And about 2 more breaths, and really focus on the exhale. Can you slide your head down, hips up with each breath? Arms release, knees bend, eyes lift, so give yourself as much time as you need, and then inhale, rise up. And if you want the little back bend, hips go back, heart lifts up. And exhale, hands release, and just shake it out. So that was a lot of work. So I want you to just feel your body for a moment, but with lightness, with that light levity here. You're just allowed to breathe, to be, and when you're ready, inhale, rise up. So the same playfulness, give yourself a break. No need to focus a ton. Exhale, knees bend, we'll dive forward, and then hands to the shins or under the toes and lengthen the back just to feel good, nice and light. And exhale, let it go. So this time, bend the knees and step the right leg back. So you'll start in your low lunge, but then we're going to bring the left foot outside of your hands. So walk it closer to the edge of your mat so we can open our hips. So here you'll feel the right hip gets a little more, as well as the back side of your left hip. Your back knee can ground if that feels really good, or it can stay up. So take a moment and see what you could just kind of wiggle around until you feel like you're in a softer place. There's less rigidity in a muscle or a joint. And then lengthen your heart, lengthen your neck. If your body really wants more, you're welcome to come down on your elbows and also lift up the big left toe. So you have a lot of options. You can be kneeling, you can be lifted. The palm of your foot can be down or it can be tilted, knee out to the side. Keep lengthening head to tail. And notice your breathing. See if you can slow it down. Just allow your mind to rest for a few moments. Just focusing on breathing. If you're on your elbows, gently push up. If your knee is lifted, drop it down and flatten out the top of your right foot. We're going to guide our hips back now. So you can bring your hips back, let the left toes lift, and then wiggle around a bit. So that same feeling where you're just finding what feels like a nice stretch for your day. A nice deep breath, all the way in, all the way out. And if you want to round and tuck your chin, that is fine. Your whole back is in a nice little arc when you do that. So as long as each vertebrae is involved in your movement, you're good to go. And now very gently, you're going to walk your hands so that the left hand goes to the outside of your left leg, and you'll just turn very gently over to the left. All I want is for you to find a stretch that's now on the outside of the left leg and take 1 or 2 breaths. If it's too much, just come back to center. And as you're ready, come back. Soft knees, bring your feet back so that you can come to downward dog. So your knees can be kneeling and then you can lift up. Or just stay kneeling and shift back to puppy pose. And take a breath of relaxation. Maybe that means softening the neck, softening the knees, softening the heart, strengthening the shoulders. 1 more deep breath just to relax, to thank your body for all it's done so far. Stay, or if you want 1 more flow, we'll inhale forward to our plank. Find our length and then exhale, lowering to where your body wants this day. And then inhale, opening to the pose it asks for. And exhaling back. Nice deep breath out. And then knees bend and the right leg steps forward. So you start with a low lunge, again, giving yourself just permission to give worth to each moment. And when you're ready, you'll wiggle that leg outside of your right hand. So now you're in more of a wide hip stretch. Back knee is lifted or lowered. And then take a moment to wiggle around first. So I want you to feel where you feel a little bit more open, softer, like you got rid of any pinching tension. And now what does your body want? Does it want to kneel or lift? Does it want to come down to the elbows? Or even lift your right big toe? And then breathe length. If anything feels like it's getting smaller, can you expand it? Maybe that's an area in your back, your knees. Just breathe. And one more deep breath. What do you need? Can you find kindness towards your body? If your hands are on, or if you're on your elbows, your hands can push you back up. And if your knee is lifted, drop it down. Put the palm of your left foot on the mat, and then lean your hips back and rock around again. So find hamstring stretch. But this is almost an inner thigh stretch just because we're out to the side. And then what does your back want? Get every vertebrae involved. So if you want to lower the head, just make sure you're also rounding your back. And same if you want to lengthen, open the heart as well, all the way to the tail. And keep rocking, find what feels good. And then gently you'll take your right hand outside of the right leg and just turn your heart towards your right. So it's very gentle. It can be as subtle as you want. If it doesn't feel good, just come back to the front. Shoulders rolling back to open your heart and collar. And then breathe nice and deeply. And then very gently, hands come back first, then both knees bend. So now you're out of it. Awesome. So we're going to do one more pose that it's kind of like, you take the medicine just because you know it'll make you feel better, but it doesn't feel good going down. So if you don't like frog pose, a good option is happy baby. So you'll lay on your back and then you'll hold on to your feet. So that is awesome. It's a little more relaxing. If you want to try out frog pose and if you've not done it, you just fold your mat in half to give your knees a little more padding. And then you'll take your knees wide, and I'll start you in wide knee child's pose because that is a little bit softer. So you'll bring your toes together for wide knee child's pose, and then you'll just bring your hands out until you want to come down. So let's take a few breaths here just to relax, to let our hips open from the front. And when you're ready, inhale just enough to bring the elbows right under your shoulders. And then take the shoulder blades to kiss, the ribs in, lengthen head to tail. So if you want to try frog pose, you'll take your heels out and flex your feet so that the heels are in line with your knee line when you look back. So it is a pretty big stretch for your hips. And then you can kind of just lift and lower, wiggle around until you feel like your knees are in an okay spot. And we'll just be here for a few breaths. So just trust that your body is opening. And this is a good way to practice how are you feeling. So right now, because maybe this is a stressful stretch, is there somewhere in your body that's super tensing against it because it's afraid of maybe going too far? I want you to see if you could soften some resistance within your body. It's not always possible, but once you're aware, sometimes it is, and then you feel a little bit softer. You feel like, oh, look, I am okay if I just relax. One more deep breath. Great job. Toes together. One last time, wide knee child's pose. Just stretch your arms out if that's good for you, or maybe make a pillow and lay your head down. And just breathe into the inner thighs to the hips. And then as you're ready, very gently, use your hands, walk you up, and then lift your knees till they come back to center. And you can undo your mat if you rolled it. So great job. So come back to the center of your mat. Just make sure you have enough room to lay down. And starting on a seated position, I want you to take your hands and walk your sit bones back. And then flex your feet for a moment if it feels good and lay them back down. So that just lengthens the lower half of your legs. And like a wave, let's breathe. So inhale, wave the body up. Feel like you're adding length, and then reach your length forward. Again, you can flex the feet and then relax them. Tuck your chin in and really exhale. And here in this inward facing posture, scan through your body. What are you feeling? Is there anything that you could relax? Notice your mind. Once you're aware of a thought, notice how you can also let it go. It's just a thought. You don't have to buy into it. And if you find any stress or tension, I invite you to care for that part of yourself as if you were your own best friend. You're just a small child that you find love towards. One more time, practicing care towards what you find. And very gently inhale and walk your body up. And to get ourselves down, so again, make sure you have room behind you. We're going to put our palms palm up underneath your butt. So one at a time. I know it feels really silly to start, but this really gets your heart open. So here you draw your elbows back, your heart opens, and if you want to come to fish pose, all you're going to do is lay down until your elbows hit the mat, and then you're in it. So you can wiggle around again. Your palms don't have to be exactly where you started. And take a few breaths, simply expanding, lifting the heart center upwards. And chin, you could look towards your toes, tucking it in, or you could lengthen out through the back of the neck. Find what feels okay for your body. One more deep breath. And then exhale, release the hands, lay down, hug the knees in, and rock around on your low back. And take a moment to exhale and feel the care of your own hug. So give yourself one more moment of care. And then if you didn't do happy baby, now's your chance. So we're going to hold the inside or outside of the feet and then rock around. If you don't like rocking, simply stay. Whatever feels good for you. And then lay down your left leg, hug on to your right knee. And I want you to bring your right foot over your body so it's going towards your left shoulder. And then you can hug your leg. So like you're cradling something. So your elbows could be around your knee and your foot, or you can very gently with your hands just hold on to the leg and rock. So it's very similar to a reclined pigeon, if you can imagine it. And even here, alignment matters and is very helpful for your knees. So see if you can line up your toes with your knees. It might mean flexing your foot. And then take one or two more deep breaths, rocking or steady. And half of a happy baby. So right foot now faces the sky, and you'll hold the inside or outside and put your left hand on your left thigh to try to open the hip. And then see if you can relax any effort around the neck. And one last position on this side, put the palm of your right foot against your left thigh and let your right knee open for reclined tree. And in this pose, reach your arms overhead and allow the ribs to come a little bit into a back bend, lifting up. Breathe down into your hips. And then both knees bend in, and we're going to hug them and lift your head this time to straighten the neck. And then exhale, lay your head back down. Right leg on the mat. Hands gently guide your left foot over towards your right shoulder. Flex it to line up the toes with the knee. And then maybe rock around, maybe hold in the elbows. Find the position your body is asking for. And take 2 more breaths and see if you can relax just another small area of tension. We hold a lot of tension in our bodies, and awareness can be such a great gift to release it. Half of happy baby. We'll take the left foot up towards the sky, hold the inside or outside, and then right hand on the right thigh, trying to spread and open the right hip. And then maybe rock, maybe stay. And take about 3 breaths, letting yourself soften and melt into the pose. And let's put the palm of our left foot against the right thigh, let the left knee open, and then reach overhead with energy, allowing your ribs to lift, breath to deepen. Take one more pose, or one more breath in the pose. And then this time coming out of it, reach everything to the sky. So the head, the hands, the heels, really reach to get as much extension in the back as you can. And then exhale, lay the head down. And we'll take our hands right underneath the tailbone. So now you're in legs up the wall. And take a deep exhale. So give yourself permission to melt back into the mat. And allow yourself this gift, this fresh start. We're in this pose, your circulation is getting some nourishment. Your emotions are becoming balanced. And your body is also given the gift of being helped into sleep later tonight. So a pose that seemingly looks like nothing gives you very much. So see if you can really soften into the mat, be held by the pose, and thankful for your body and all that it's done and carried you through. And you're welcome to lift up into shoulder stand or plow if your body is really asking for it. But really listen to your body. Go with what it needs instead of what your mind thinks it should do. Create the sense of kindness. Take 2 more deep breaths, and what else could you relax? See if you can melt the smallest of muscles that you notice is tense. To come out of it today, just take your hands out and then allow your knees to hug into the heart and very gently hug the body. And take 2 breaths in this hug. So it's stretching your low back. It's giving you a little surrender in the spine. But I want you to feel the hug and feel the warmth of your body, feel the care towards your own self. Your body is always working for your good, digesting, breathing, beating. So one more deep breath, just trusting your body, thanking it for bringing you to this moment. And then feet can come to the mat. Let your knees rock in and bent for a moment. That'll give your low back a lot of grace. And then take one hand, place it underneath the left side of your chest. Maybe you can find your heartbeat. And if not, you'll find your warmth. And then the other hand low below the belly button. Breathe into that lower hand, moving it in big motions. And all I want you to sense and feel is that your body is breathing. Your heart is beating and warm. Just see again that you're never alone and you're always cared for. This body on your side, helping you through it all. And in this pose, take a moment to scan down your body and notice what you need. Maybe it's to relax something. Maybe it's to be allowed to feel as you feel, or to accept that there's some thoughts that you want to let go of and acknowledge first? Or just that you're grateful to have the strength you do? So take one more breath, just grateful for this miracle beneath your hands. And now come to your most relaxing position. So if you want to get something warm on, spreading out your legs, your arms, or keeping your hands where they are just to feel that care and presence. And then take a nice deep breath when you're ready. I want you to really exhale and allow the whole body, head to toes, to melt. Start to feel the breath again and allow yourself to be breathed instead of controlling your breath for a moment. Just notice the miracle. And then we'll work with our awareness, creating that neural pathway towards a more responsive life and a less reactive one. One where you get to choose and create the experience you want to respond with. So first, in your awareness, notice every single sound that you can hear. The slightest sound. Notice the ones that are super close to you. And then can you notice ones that are far away? And as soon as you notice a sound, can you practice letting it go? So let it drop away. You get to choose what works you up. And you get to choose to just let go. And then feel this next breath again, the way it rises and falls. See if you can melt, if you got tight. And then we'll do the same thing with sensations. So notice what you sense. How many temperatures do you feel? How many different textures against your skin? Any tastes and smells? Any light behind the eyelids? And as soon as you're aware of something that you sense, practice letting it go. You get to choose what irritates you. And you get to choose to let go and to be a little bit more calmer, more responsive in the way that you want. And then one more deep exhale, let yourself melt. And then we'll come inside the body and do the same. So notice your forehead, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, smooth the muscles all around your forehead and around your eyes, letting them drop back. One more deep breath in. Now through the cheeks and the jaw, exhale, let the muscles melt and the head sink back. Nice deep breath in. And exhale out all the muscles in your neck to just relax and to breathe. Another deep breath in. And then exhale, allow your heart to sink and spread, your shoulders to ground back, everything to feel wide in that area. Another deep breath in. Guide your mind around the arms and hands and let them sink, melt, and spread. And then inhale and feel your mid-body, your belly, your back. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow that area in yourself to just relax, to feel at peace and to feel wider. Another deep breath in. And then exhale, feel your glutes. Let them sink as your hips spread in the front, everything melting through your midsection. Another deep breath in. And all the way down through your legs and feet. Allow them to sink, to spread, to relax. And bring your mind into your breathing. Feel the way it rises and it falls. And see how much you can notice every single second. Even that little switch between the two. For the next few moments, I want you to notice each breath. Every single breath you breathe is brand new, and it won't be breathed again. So see how much you can be aware of the miracle within your body and allow that to rest your mind. And when you notice thoughts rise up, or you notice feelings rise up, see how kind you can be to yourself. And as softly as a feather touching a glass, just allow that to be noticed and then let go, bringing your mind back to the next second in your breath. over and over. Just another moment or two. Bring your mind back to your breath. And also notice the physical parts in your body and see if you can sink and melt anything that got tight. And then bring your mind back to your breathing. And notice this next one from start to finish, how much your mind can be rested on one thing. And I want you to think over your practice. And was there anything that your body did for you, or that you were able to do for your mind that was brand new that you want to cultivate more of? And I want you to just bring that into your mind for a moment of gratitude, thankful for your practice, for your body. So one more moment, just bringing to mind something that you're grateful for. And then feel again the miracle in your own chest, your own belly, that breath, the warmth, your heartbeat. We'll start to wake up our bodies. You can move your fingers and toes. And then bring it closer to the heart, rolling your wrists and your ankles. Again, just aware of the miracle. All you did was think about it, and it's happening. And then what would feel great next? Maybe you want to hug the knees. Maybe you want to stretch really long. Reminding your body that it is wise, and you are going to start listening to it from here on out to create strength. Rolling to one side, allow yourself to just be for one more moment. So allow your head to sink into your arm or the mat. Allow the body to be held up. Take a nice deep breath. And then use your top hand to press you and sit you up nice and tall. So find your seated tall posture. And no rush, give yourself time. And then finishing class all together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, namaste. So thank you so much for doing this for your body. It really does change your body and mind the more that you practice. It's amazing. So I hope that it does help you to have a great week, to feel better. So thank you so much.
Thank you.